If it ain't a tortilla, get it out of my face! Hey, welcome back to Mythical Kitchen, where dreams get wrapped in a 14-inch tortilla. So as I've gotten older, I've really started to drill down into what I want out of life and what I want out of food. And I have realized that all I want to eat at any given time of the day is a burrito. But then I thought to myself, I had a conversation with myself, I said, Josh, but burritos aren't healthy. Surely you can't eat a burrito for every single meal. But then I looked at other Josh and I said, why do you look like that? Stop staring at me. And I said, you're really smart, you're ingenuitive, you know how to cook food. Why don't you develop the perfect macronutrient, caloric, micronutrient breakdown over an entire day, all made from burritos? But then I looked back at other Josh and I said, stop yelling at me. And then I said, you don't have the perfect diet. I don't track my macros. I try my best. Most times I've made the decision that I never want my diet to interrupt my social or work life. But there's one man who does have a perfect diet. This handsome son of a biscuit right there.
For dinner tonight, I'm eating like a divorced dad building his revenge body.
Oh!
Who buys fruit at a gas station? I spent $5.50 on literally quarter of an apple and I think like 5 grapes.
So we have taken Will Tennyson's macronutrient breakdown throughout an entire day, and I will be weighing and measuring every single gram to make sure my 3 burritos add up to those exact quantities. Then he's gonna come and taste it with me. Please, no one comment that he's buffer or better looking than me or seems to have a, I don't know, higher sense of self-worth. Please, I can't take it. As I mentioned before, I do not count macros. I certainly don't count calories. I try and get 200 grams of protein, but we are going off of Will Tennyson's macronutrient breakdown. This is all of our burritos that we did. We made a spreadsheet, look at us go. But Will is eating 2,320 calories per day, 235 grams of protein, 210 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. So our breakfast burrito, we are making a turkey, chorizo, and egg burrito with a lot of vegetables in there, and this has 61 grams of carbs, 78 grams of protein, 23 grams of fat for 757 calories. God dang, breakfast of champions. Wheaties, shuck it, they're gonna put me on a tortilla box. What we're going to do, we are going to start with a turkey breast chorizo. Is this anywhere near as good as like the pork chorizo you would likely get from your local like lonchera or taqueria or something? Absolutely not, but it is really healthy and you get a lot of protein in there and you're getting a ton of flavor because spices ain't got no calories to them. And that is why I lean very heavily on them. Also, salt the hell out of your protein very early on. That's what's gonna like start the sausage making of it all. The salt is actually going to change the protein structures and give you that kind of snap, and then it's gonna hold a lot more of the juices. So when people are like, I hate cooking lean proteins because they're always dry, you can take some extra steps like salting your meat early, which some would call like a dry brine or a cure to actually get those going. Then boom, spices distract you from how healthy you are being. Not really, but also like spices just taste good, so use them. We got a little bit of cumin going in there. We got some oregano, we got some coriander, and we're gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper for heat. We are adding smoked paprika, gives a nice little smoky flavor. We're adding a little bit of cinnamon. A little bit of cinnamon is really fun, and typically in chorizo, not too much. You don't want your sausage tasting like Cinnamon Toast Crunch unless you do. Has anyone done that? Guys, new product! We're gonna be like Mr. Beast and Beastables. What are they called? Feastables? Should've been called Beastables. His name is Mr. Beast, not Mr. Feast. Dumbass, all right. Now we're gonna take chopsticks and we're gonna mix this up. Why am I using chopsticks? This is what I do at home. What you wanna do right now, you're actually trying to agitate the proteins to stretch out something called myosin that again gives it that snap. What you can do here is add a little bit of cold water as well. I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna run this meat under the sink. Give me a sec. Check this out. Check this out. You add a little splash of cold water, kind of like loosens it up, and then the salt is actually gonna bind all that water to the protein. Hold on. If I was a liver king, I'd just eat this raw. And then I'd spend $12,000 a month on steroids, because that's what he was doing. It's not a secret. Damn it, I'm getting raw meat in the cutting board again. Just like at home. We're cooking everything together, it's fine. There are so many different ways to add flavor to your food without adding any calories, without adding a ton of excess fats or whatever. Like you don't gotta just douse everything in cheese. Spices, they are free calories. Herbs are free calories. Citrus, like there's a little bit of carbs in it. But there we go. You see how this is actually sort of like changed consistency here, and you can see it almost becoming like kind of strandy here. You see those strands? That's what we want. That's myosin development. Look at this go. Hold on. Okay. I know people would think that this is now unsanitary. We're literally scorching everything in a hot pan. You're fine, you'll live. Vegetables. Vegetables are good. Vegetables fill you up. Vegetables are filled with fiber. They are filled with vitamins. We ain't discovered what vitamins were till about 100 years ago, but We know what they are now and you gotta eat them, and vegetables are good. So this is gonna actually add a fair amount of volume to your food. It's gonna make you feel fuller, and again, moreover, they're tasty, man. Eat some vegetables. So we're gonna chop a little bit of onion. I'm just gonna get this into like nice fajita-sized strips. Bell pepper. You're gonna wanna eat the sticker. The sticker's filled with a lot of great dyes. This is how Jeff Bezos is gonna track your movements. A little barcode in that sticker. I got inspired because every time Julia, my lovely wife, leaves for some sort of like work trip, or she's like going to some bachelorette party or something with friends, I get really excited. One, I miss her. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but two, I get to eat burritos over the trash for every single meal. And I really love doing that. And because she's like, hey, I don't want to eat burritos all the time. And you know, sometimes your partner's needs come before you, but when she's gone, oh man, me, burrito, podcast, staring into the void of the trash can. That is a fun time. Give a nice little rough dice on these. This is also more of an experiment. Pam! That was a half-second spray that is technically 0 calories. If you look at a bottle of Pam, it says that there are 0 calories on it, which is not true at all. This is literally a bottle of oil, but what this does do is give you an even coating of oil in a very short duration, so you are probably using about a half teaspoon, which the amount of calories are kind of negligible, at least for our case. We ain't even gonna measure it. So that's the deal with the Pam. But really, you don't have to use as much oil as you think for certain things, especially when you're adding other moisture to your foods. You are actually going to get a lot of good cooking action from that steam. I'm just gonna cut these guys in half. So we're only making 3 burritos today. Normally, a lot of people would say you should try and eat like 4, 5, 6 meals, whatever. Eat half a burrito, save half, put it in your trunk, eat it later. It'll still be good. We're gonna let this saute up for a couple minutes, and we're gonna go chorizo in there and put some eggs in. All right, we got some nice color on our veg. We are going to go in with that chorizo. It just needs like 15 minutes to really like absorb that salt. Pop that in there, start hacking away at it with this. If you're looking for good podcasts to cook to, Ologies with Ali Ward takes a different ology. My favorite episode is on, it was on carobology. So I grew up going to like, you know, those like low-fat 80s style frozen yogurt joints, and they would have carob chips instead of chocolate chips. And I was like, oh cool, carob is just like a weird chocolate substitute from the 80s. No, it turns out carob trees, they're all around us. Right now, within 50 yards, there's carob trees, and they're a problem, right? Because like urban planners, they'll try and like plant carob trees in neighborhoods, but then boom, 20 years later, roots, carob trees, huge roots start growing up. Anyways, point is, you can learn about stuff. I gotta get serious, chorizo, you gotta chop it up extra hard. You're gonna wanna cook on a little portable camp stove. You can take it around with you, put it in your car. I'm going to give this chorizo a taste real quick. Ooh, yum. Oh, spinach. Don't start cooking your spinach too early, because then it just wilts away into nothing. Take 2 eggs. Don't even need to whisk them in a bowl. It's all going in a burrito. That's the beauty of burritos. They hide everything. You can't even see what's going on. You just bite into it and enjoy your 10 minutes of bliss. Listening, I don't know, someone talk about aliens or something while you're eating over the trash. Scramble the eggs a little bit on the side. And you're just gonna fold that into your chorizo slop. Hold this on the side. Now, tortilla. A little bit of burrito wrappage. First, cutting board. Slop that off. Oh, there was raw meat on there, huh? Forgot about that. No, we're not rolling burritos on raw meat cutting boards. I'm rolling it on the counter, whatever's been on there. It's fine. I'm cooking like I am at home. Okay, so you wanna heat up another pan. Always griddle your tortilla, because if you think about it, flour tortillas, right? They got some sort of lard, hydrogenated vegetable oil, something there, but that stuff is solid at room temperature. So this is gonna be a little bit brittle. But when you heat up fat that's contained all in that little floury disc right there, it's actually going to become more bendy. So it's like heating butter on the stove. It's going to, molecules are loosey-goosey. You can learn that on Ologies with Ali Ward. Pan's getting hot. Toss that tortilla in there. If you have an electric griddle, it was great. I opted not to use it. Boom, right down there. Take all your filling. See if we can get it all. 78 grams of protein. I mean, honestly, this is 2 meals. All right, so check this out. I kind of like try to nestle it out a little bit. Yeah. Gotta go here. So like keep your fingers folded on the sides. Use the pinkies to tuck at the back. Try and get a perfect cascade over. Fold all the way. Scooping the filling back in. The pinkies are the most important part in burrito rolling to me. Pack it nice and tight. Roll it over. Seam side. Seam side's gonna go down. Boom. I always like to griddle off my seam, wrapping it in foil. Here's what I do. You're listening to your podcast, you got maybe the Ringer special with Sheil Kapadia and Cliffy Tussock's ace producer on there. You guys know, you guys listen to the Filler Special on the Ringer? No? How do you track Eagles trade and draft rumors? Put on a podcast, you griddle your burrito, you wrap it in foil so it all steams together, you clean up, you wait 5 minutes, your burrito will be better than when it first got in there because the steam makes everything better. Turn that off, mark every side of your burrito. You gotta sear it like you do a steak. And then boom, wrap in a burrito in foil. Same way you would wrap the burrito. Boom, you got 700 something or other calories, 78 grams of protein, and one big healthy breakfast burrito. 1 down, 2 to go. Burrito number 2, you just finished your breakfast burrito. Oh God, you're hungry again. Actually, you wouldn't be because that's a brick, but you gotta eat lunch, so that's what we're doing. We're making a beef larb burrito. Larb is one of my favorite Thai dishes of all time. What I love about it is just delicious lean protein flavored with a lot of delightful light, bright things. So this has 73 grams of carbs, 77 grams of protein, 22 grams of fat, and 841 calories. Of course, I feel like I didn't mention this. We are using Guerrero Riquísimas Burrito Grande tortillas, so everything is factoring in the 41 grams of carbs and 7 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat that those have in there. Larb, we're gonna make it, so I'm gonna chop my veg. Cabbage. Cabbage is like one of my favorite vegetables of all time. This is always served with larb, and so we're gonna just put that all inside of a burrito. When you're trying to cook healthy at home, like spicy food ain't got no calories in it. This pepper, this is free flavor right there. Citrus has negligible calories in it. It's just really healthy, light, bright, and delicious. Again, there's a lot of different ways to add flavor. Fish sauce is actually pure protein. It has more protein than a protein shake. It also has 50 times the amount of sodium. So we're just going to shred some of this cabbage razor thin to act as a nice big bed that's gonna soak up all those larb juices. Someone approaches you on the street, says, hey, how do you soak up your larb juices? Well, now you have an answer, it's cabbage. Happens to me a lot. It's like the new cash cab. Do you guys ever walk around and just be like, man, I know I'm in suburban Orange County, but God, I hope the cash cab guy is down in Irvine right now because I'm ready to win some money. I'm going to chop some red onion finally. There is typically thin sliced red onion in your larb. Like, again, things that are delicious in food are herbs. So we got some cilantro in, we have some mint. That's gonna be like really nice, light, bright, fragrant, simple burrito. I did count like macros for probably a month of my life and it just sucked, man. Because anytime you're cooking something, some of the fun of it is like tinkering. It's adding another splash of fish sauce, adding a splash of lime here, being like, oh, butter would really round out this sauce. And when you're stressing so much about like putting a teaspoon of butter into something for the extra calories and it kind of obstructs your creative cooking process, it wasn't the greatest fit for my lifestyle. So I don't do it. But also, I like getting inspiration from stuff like it. And you know, if you estimate what you're eating and say you're 20, 30% off, you're still trying, you're still shooting towards a goal. And so that's kind of what I go for. All right, bam, boom, half a second, 96.4, that is 96% lean mass, a little bit of salt, just a little bit because we're hitting it with a lot of fish sauce later, to 4% fat. This is very, very lean ground beef. If you were making a smash burger, you might want something like 70% lean, 30% fat, which is very fatty, but then you're eating a whole lot of fat. So, because this is a really lean meat, one, lean meat still tastes really good, and two, we're gonna be juicing it up with a bunch of fermented anchovy tea, because that's what fish sauce is. All right. This can be a good agility drill. Good for the hand-eye coordination. Okay, so we got the beef fully cooked through. Now we are going to take some dried chili pepper. We do have dried crushed Thai chili pepper and some fresh bird's eye pepper. You don't really, need all that. If you just have crushed red pepper at home, you're still gonna get a lot of good flavor out of that. I'm gonna toss in the onion. We don't wanna actually saute it in there. We want it to kind of keep its rawness, but we also want it to get like slightly wilted by the heat. And then I'm gonna take some fresh jalapeno as well. Again, jalapeno, ain't got no calories, got a whole lot of that fun grassy flavor. I'm gonna take about half of that. Dude, I have so many fresh jalapenos just in my fridge at any given point. Whole bunch of fish sauce, everybody. Get excited for the smell. Ace, come right at you, buddy. And then I'm going to juice in a lime. A nice juicy one. Good little warm up. Good for the forearms. Ooh, this is a hard lime. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. No matter peanut. Ronnie Coleman, the GOAT, come on the show. All right, I'm gonna pull this off the heat. Let that rest. Now, all you gotta do, put a bed of cabbage, wrap that up in a tortilla. All right, tortilla, gotta get the edges. Ow, ooh, Okay, so tortilla is down. And keep that a little bit hot. To grill it off, we're gonna take a nice bed of that cabbage. Again, it's gonna trap your larb juices. And if, what was his name? Ben from Cash Cab? Bailey. Ben Bailey, that's it. And he's not Mike Rowe. He's not Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. But anyways, one of them is gonna ask you how you trap your larb juices, which is both a good Cash Cab question and Dirty Jobs question. All right, you're gonna wrap this burrito up, and while you're waiting for this to steam and you're cooling, listen to Scam Goddess. It's great, it's true crime, but about scams instead of horrific murders, and Lacey Mosley is an utter delight as a host. Scam Goddess, great show. Burrito 2, done, on to dinner. I forgot to put the herbs in it. No, come on. Come on, no, this is life. No, we're gonna watch me do this. We're gonna watch me do this. Come on, baby, come on, baby. Dude, the herbs are the best part of larb. I am not eating this without the herbs, for the love of God. Go into there, come on, baby, close for me, baby. Come on now, come on now. Come on now. Burrito surgery, but like a Civil War surgeon. Where you're just like, oh, open it up, get in there. You want whiskey? It's all we got. There we go, burrito number 2, now with the herbs done, someone catch. Psych. We got one last burrito bake. We are making the pollo asado burrito for dinner. This is my absolute staple, except I'm doing some experimental things that I'm not gonna lie, I've never exactly done before. The tortillas of it all. A lot of our carbs are coming from that burrito. That's why you haven't seen a lot of carbs going into these burritos, because all of them are coming from the tortilla. But beans are something that are filled with carbs, a little bit of protein. People talk about them as if they're a protein. They're really filled with a lot more carbs. It's the reason just a half cup of beans, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna stretch that with some zucchini, because zucchinis are healthy and you need to eat green vegetables and you need to threaten people with them. So we're gonna saute this up. I'm gonna try and like stretch out my carbs with vegetables. That's something I do a lot at home. I talk about I cook for Julia often. You gotta trick toddlers into eating vegetables by adding to carbs. I have to trick Julia into eating carbs by adding vegetables to them. The reverse toddlerization. So I'm gonna stretch out the beans with some zucchini, and also zucchini is delightful and flavorful and should blend nicely with the beans, but yeah, no, straight up, I've never done this before. Perfect, let that get a little hot. Boom, a little bit of Pam. Great, always salt your veg when they're sauteing. That'll help draw some of the moisture out. We're gonna let that run. Meanwhile, chicken. The biggest advice I can give you is floss. Do I do it myself? No, man. The hell am I gonna talk? How am I gonna get negative attention from the dentist when I go there if I floss? My biggest advice for meat is always salt it right when you get it home. Take meat, cover it in just the normal amount of salt that you'd cook it in. That'll help sort of brine it. But if you don't have time to do that, you can give it a quick little marinade. You're gonna butterfly this so it cooks nice and evenly. And go ahead, add a hefty amount of salt to that. Garlic, this is where garlic really shines. Is fresh mince better? Absolutely. Do I have time for all that? No way. Garlic powder's different, but I'd still say garlic, good use in this scenario. And then you're gonna wanna dust your chicken in a bunch of red stuff. Whatever the red stuff is, whatever you got, man. You got paprika, you got chili powder, you're just gonna wanna make that chicken nice and red. The spices are gonna toast in the pan. A little bit of cumin kind of makes it smell like Taco Bell, which is always fun. You're gonna want it to smell like Taco Bell. A little bit of oregano, and then a little bit of onion powder, just kind of makes everything taste like onions. You're gonna want your food to taste like onions. A little bit of black pepper. How's that doing? That's going great, getting nice and black. And this is gonna be the grayest puree. But I'm fine with that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. Check this out, follow me. Come on, come over this thing. Josh, this is my special technique. I really do this when I do chicken, because right now, a lot of dusty powder. It's not evenly coating it. You could coat it in powder, but what I do is I take a little bit of water in my hand and I drop it in there and I create a little janky wet marinade with it over the sink. Here's the thing, you could add oil to this, but if you're not trying to add calories, water does just fine. Check it out, you gotta hit this with your elbow and then you can just swipe it right off that. You can wash your hands one-handed. So the zucchini is cooked. We got a little bit of liquid left in there. I cannot stress this enough. I've never done this before. We're gonna add that with some pinto beans, see if this creates something tasty. Like that, get that, that's fine. Turn that off so you don't burn yourself. And 1, 2, how do you do? Crank it. It looks slightly more like vomit than I wanted it to, but also I don't know what I expected. Let's give it a taste. Tastes pretty good though. I mean, it tastes like zucchini blended with beans, but you got a nice little like supple layer to add to your burrito. That's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna add this back to the pan, cook it down a little bit. If your puree is too loose, hit that back into a pan, kind of cook some of the moisture out of it. It kind of looks like there's something called like pipián verde, which is like a, you know, like a Oaxacan mother sauce. This isn't that at all. This is indeed. Listen, y'all, you ever seen British food? It's all that. That's 90% of it. It's fine. Take this knife, put the chicken in, wait for the thing to get nice and hot. Hold on, we got it. Don't do this at home. I can do it because I'm a professional. There you go. Make sure the pan's nice and hot and you get a nice sizzle. It'll eventually sizzle. All right, well, cook this chicken a little bit on each side and check back. All right, chicken's out of the pan. We tempt it. We got it up to 150, pull it. It's gonna rise up to 160 by the time you cut it up, but you gotta let it rest for about 5 minutes, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that later. Next, best kept secret. To eating healthy foods, non-fat Greek yogurt, man. This stuff's so good. You mix it with some protein powder, put that in a burrito. Don't do that. But what you're gonna do is add a little bit of hot sauce. Your Greek yogurt really does taste like sour cream. Got a lot more tang to it, which I like tang to my food. Perfect. We got a little vomit puree back there. That's gonna be awesome. It really is. Listen, I like nice, silken, delicious purees in my food. It's settled and it sort of changed color a little bit. Check it. Now we're gonna take our chicken and I'm going to dice it into small little cubes. Also, check this out. If you eat snacking chicken, that still counts for your macros. Listen, I watched a TikTok the other day, which is a regrettable thing. I should have gone outside. But it was someone saying they have the secret to the juiciest chicken breast because someone who worked somewhere told them, and they're like, gotta cook it for 3 minutes on this side, 3 minutes on this side, put water in the pan, cover it. No. The only thing that makes juicy chicken is 1, salting it first to retain moisture, 2, internal temperature. Most of your chicken is dry because you're cooking it to 185 degrees. Buy a thermometer for like, literally you can get one for 12 bucks on Amazon, and it can prevent you from ruining hundreds of dollars worth of delicious protein over the course of your lifetime. So get that. USDA says 160 degrees when it's finished, but you do get a fair amount of carryover cooking. So if you pull it at 150, it should come up to 160. Keep it juicy every time. Take some lime, make it even juicier. That's like 10 times juicier than the first lime that I added to a thing. Dang, man. All right, take that, toss the chicken around with lime juice. All right, make a burrito. In a sec, it's heating up. I'm gonna do what the NFL play-by-play announcers do, where they just explain basic rules of football while they're waiting for the people to, you know, show a Bounty paper towel ad. So, you're not actually getting direct heat contact with the flame on your tortilla. What it does is it actually makes contact with the metal. And then that is actually what some people would, scientists I think, would call a transfer of energy. So the energy is contained in the metal and that has to get into, okay, cool. Jesus. Before we started doing this show, I would study the greats of talking about nothing. Howard Cosell, Bob Costas, Al Michaels, Rachel Ray, Guy Fieri. They're all incredible. If you really listen to them talk, nothing. Guy Fieri going like, oh, that's a hot tub in Flavor Town. You make a right turn, you'll end up right back in the sauce. And you're just like, dude, just say like we're waiting for the chili to cook. You know, but I get it. That's the show. If I said nothing, there'd be nothing here. It's got vegetables. It's good for you. It's gonna taste good. It's gonna taste good. That's the Josh Scherer guarantee. I'm gonna add all this chicken to get the protein in there. All this chicken. You're also working with like a finite amount of space in a burrito. And again, nobody asked me to do this. I just thought that I could, and so we're here. Great. Nah, come on. Who do you think I am? That goes in the burrito. This is the real cooking technique. All right. Kinda forgot. I was like, maybe I should put some cilantro there for freshness. Pico de gallo. Vegetables. Tomatoes. Oh, you might also be wondering, Josh, there's not any fruit in your diet at all. I don't know, man. What do you want me to put, strawberries in the breakfast burrito? What do you want me to do? Tomato is a fruit. It's got the nutrients. And then this is gonna provide just the perfect amount of sour creamy wetness. This is the most accurate like burrito that I would make at home. This is just full of wet slop. That's why you gotta eat it over the trash. Now, We just gotta feed it to our giant hulking man. Will, I've sort of set you up as like the Ivan Drago character, kind of built in a lab, eating the perfect diet. Is that a fair comparison?
I would say so.
You should have said
100% accurate.
Da.
Duh.
Russian, da.
Duh.
Now say,
Duh.
I must break you.
I can't do that accent.
Will, what we have before you, I have taken your macros. I got within about 2-3% of the macros that you sent me.
Okay.
And I've put all of your daily food into conveniently tortilla wrapped packages. You down to taste them with me?
Yeah, I gotta say, this looks like dangerously efficient. Like, I feel like I hope my lifestyle never gets to a point where I need this. This is like doomsday level meal prep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think it might actually be delicious though. I'm gonna introduce you to breakfast. Take the breakfast burrito. So here we have, oh, it's so wet.
Wow.
God, I love wet food. So this is turkey breast that we turned into chorizo, 2 whole eggs. But we also have some vegetables in here. We got a little bit of cherry tomatoes, onions, and bell pepper, and also spinach.
Okay.
Look at how circular.
Did you roll these?
Yeah.
They're very tight and compact. I'm impressed.
Also, this has 0 calories if you'd like any Arizona Gunslinger.
How hot is it?
It's not that hot.
No?
I know you got the Canadian genes, but you gotta try a little bit. There it is.
You know, whenever I go to restaurants and I order hot food, they always give me a look, which is like probably the most like acceptable racial profiling ever.
I agree with that.
But
Yeah, it's just
I'll
concern for
accept
you
it,
at
but,
that
like-
point. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
What are you tasting?
Turkey. It's a
lot of turkey.
I don't get egg at all.
Yeah, God, I wish there was more egg in here.
I think with burritos exclusively, I have this like sense of responsibility to dominate it.
Interesting.
So the fact that I'm sharing it with you is just like, that means I like you a lot.
I do appreciate that. Well, if you love lean ground meat for breakfast, boy, are you gonna love it for lunch.
I just like to eat.
Same. I feel
Yeah.
that, man. Have you ever had larb? It's a Thai dish.
I have not.
So my general theory, this goes into the breakfast burrito too, is like spices, right? There's no calories in spices.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of people meal prep just plain ground beef, potatoes, and ketchup, and it really bums me out. So for me, it's like, well, turn that lean meat into chorizo. This is based on a Thai dish that's seasoned with a ton of fish sauce, lime, and chilies, and garlic. So this might get a little spicy.
Oh.
It's drier than I want. It's drier than I
How
want.
you somehow made this drier than the turkey one?
Yeah, okay.
How's that possible?
Come on. There you go. Just a little bit.
Oh, that's safe.
The fish sauce really gets absorbed by the tortilla.
How is fish sauce made? Or should I not know?
So you take like billions of dead tiny fish and you just let them sit in a hole, and then you come back and you scoop it.
Really?
I'm dead serious. Yeah.
That's depth of flavor.
The natural weight of the fish compresses the juice out of them.
I'm satisfied, but I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
agree
that
with
one way better. This one, I taste like I'm on a diet.
I know, I feel that. When I cook at home, you know, I try and cook kind of healthy versions, but actually tracking all these macros and weighing everything, I was like, oh, you can't use anything more than like 90-10 ground beef, right?
Yeah.
This is 96-4 ground beef. My God, I wish this was 80-20 and I had some beef fat in there to like actually soak up that lime juice. I have a ton of respect for what you do, man.
I don't live life. I live life by numbers.
God, that is horribly
Yeah.
depressing.
It sucks.
Yeah, Jesus.
My
You
entire,
okay?
like, no.
All right.
The only thing in life that I regret is that I'm not somebody else,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I can redeem myself in dinner. Check this guy out. This one's certainly wetter. So what I did, I love refried beans in a burrito. This is chicken breast that we've seasoned, salted overnight, give it a dry brine. Beans though, a lot of carbs in them, and we're getting a lot of carbs in the tortilla already.
I'm shivering at this.
So I cut the beans with zucchini to try to make like a nice silken puree.
Do you know what zucchini is like?
Huh.
You know when girls put like tissue in their bras?
Yeah.
That's like that.
Correct.
For like the fitness world for volume of food.
Like my daddy always said, if I can touch them, they're real.
Yeah.
So I think this is gonna redeem the whole thing.
This one looks the best. Oh yeah.
That's it, right? Mm-hmm. It was wet,
Wow. This is scrumptious, this one.
right?
Wow.
83 grams of protein in this bad boy.
My toxic trait is I think that chicken breast is better than chicken thigh.
That is wild.
And egg whites are better than yolks.
Is it kind of one of those things where if you drink protein shakes long enough, they start to taste like a milkshake, then you drink a real milkshake and you're like, this is weird?
Exactly.
Oh God, I'm halfway there.
Man.
Ultimately, in my quest to create the scientifically perfect all burrito diet, I couldn't do this. This is like truly my best effort. And it's just, it's too dry. There aren't enough ways to wet it. Do you think you would switch to the all burrito diet?
No.
Why is that? What do you miss?
I just miss using utensils, man. You know, like just having an experience where I'm sitting with a bowl and a like fork and knife and not just all by hand. Like I feel like this is like
You can just you can take that.
this is like I don't know. I just feel like this is like not a relatable diet.
I don't know. That looks relatable to me. No, but do you actually like miss that experience of like sitting down to like a bowl of a thing that feels like a meal to you?
Yeah, because I usually treat my food like an F1 pit stop, where I just speed through it.
Yeah.
Now I have to actually be mindful, which is like a weird concept in general.
And you talking about dominating a burrito, I kind of feel
Yeah.
that. I like to just get it down
Yeah.
as fast as I can, but in a way that I get so much joy out of. Will, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you.
I
That was
appreciate
an honor to be here.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And make sure you check out Will's channel. Will, what's it called?
Will Tennyson.
Creative.
Yeah.
Know that one.
Yeah, man.
Where else can they
Yeah.
find you? Got anything else to plug?
Will Tenny on Instagram.
Will Tenny.
Yeah.
I like that one better.
Yeah.
You got like a code for supplements?
Code Will.
This guy's got all the answers. Wrist up your next fire meal with the Mythical Kitchen utensil set, available now at mythical.com.